Liaison away here. I wanted to weigh in on this hot topic in comic books right now. Does is diversity killing comic book sales? Yes and no. Yes, because you do have a lot of veteran comic book readers that have been reading comic books for like 20 and 30 and 40 years, and they're used to the standard norm. The the really swole white guy and the big busted white woman. That's fine. I've been reading comic books for like 15 years now straight, and I'm pretty used to that too. Like even for me, it takes some adjusting whenever they change the race of a character. Case in point, the New 52 Wally West. It took me a minute to get used to him, even though I am black and he's black. So I was like, okay, was it really necessary? But hey, hey. And then you come in with Marvel, and Marvel's initiative for just diversing their character for diversifying their characters and all different Marvel. It's too strong right now. Amadeus Cho, Incredible Hulk, not wasn't really necessary. Not not to me anyway. Captain America, the Falcon dude, Sam Wilson. I can see that one. I can see that one because that was years. That was years though. That's a friendship that was years in the making. That was a role that was years in the making. Like if Steve Rogers was going to pick a successor, you could always see it being Sam Wilson, not Bucky Barnes or anybody else, but Sam Wilson, because they shared a lot of the same core values. But Riri Williams, as much as I am loving her books, there was no insight to that at all. Like there was no point in Marvel doing that so quick. She just popped up out the blue. Tony Stark's gone. Riri Williams, there you go. Bish Baboon put a period on it. It's straight. What? What? No. Hold up. What? No. We're gonna need you to pause, Marvel. We're gonna need you to run that back and let us know what's good. Because apparently you boys over there is wild. Like nothing. We didn't get no character build up. We didn't get nothing. I mean, and I know this is one of those things where they could flush it out during her first story run, but it's kind of low key. That's kind of BS. Like you could have had her pop up like a year ago, and you could have seen Tony Stark kind of grooming her to take over the position. And since you kind of knew that you was gonna do Civil War 2, and you were kind of gonna kill him off per se on Civil War 2, then you could have. You could have gave. It could have been a nicer send off for us old school readers, and especially the veteran readers. Like it could have been a nicer send off. That's really what. That's really what the problem is right now. Is most readers feel unresolved. Like I think that's what DC learned from when they launched the New 52, and they just kind of okay, all the continuity that you're used to now, trash that. But we're gonna start everything over except for Batman and the Green Lanterns. You're just gonna have to deal with it. And the fans were like, yeah, no, your comic book sales are gonna fail now, and you can suck it. So DC was like, okay, okay, pause. Well, we're gonna redo this again, and we're gonna bring back all the old characters that you love with some new and more interesting stories, and we'll see how you like that. And guess what? DC Rebirth in 2016 killed that shit, murdered that. You could not touch DC Rebirth. You still can't. The stories are just too good right now. But that's a different video subject. But see, Marvel's whole diversity is just being shoved down your throat. It's being shoved down your throat. And low key, they're kind of doing it with Spider Man, even though Peter Parker is still Spider Man, but he's just moonlighting as the new Tony Stark. Man, which kind of is. I'm like really twitching a lot. Let's really stop that. And the only reason why they probably didn't change him to make him completely Miles Morales or the other like C-list superhero dude that's kind of moonlighting as him on certain occasions where he can't do him is because of the movie coming out in July. Is it July? I think it's July. Don't quote me on that. But see, that's the. Oh, because I'm all for diversity. I'm all for mixing it up. I'm all for bringing in new characters so you can have new stories. Because let's face it, Tony Stark, Captain America, Thor, who they changed to Jane Foster, Bruce Banner, who was the Hulk at first, and they changed him to Amadeus Cho. They were pretty. I mean, you've kind of done all the stories that you could do with them, and it still have an impact. That's for sure. But the problem with the Force Diversify is that we don't get the satisfaction of a nice send off, of a great send off. Like, I don't get to say goodbye to Tony Stark or Bruce Banner. I think Thor's probably going to come back because Jane Foster's still dying of cancer, but that still remains to be seen. And Captain America's with Hydra, so eventually Miles Morales will kill him at some point. If he does, it's going to be an awesome chapter. It's going to be a really awesome chapter. I'm definitely going to buy that day one. Shit. But yeah, man. I mean, if you're going to do diversity, do it like DC. How they got the, I think his name is Duke for the new Batwing dude. I think it's Duke. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Okay. But do like DC is doing. Take the time to have a character in the background who's introduced, who helps out the main character at pivotal moments throughout the publication run for, let's say, a year to 2 years at max. I don't really know how long Duke's been out before he got his Batwing suit and possibly on standalone comic that may be coming out soon. I'm not sure about that. That's just, what you read on forums and blogs and when you talk to the comic book dude at the comic book store. But yeah, man, we gotta have a connection to these new characters. Yeah, they brought in a bunch of new blood. There's no denying it. They brought in a bunch of new blood. But the whole fact is, what happens to the old blood? See, the new blood is pretty much probably going to be in here for a hot second, and then they'll probably just fall off. Okay, well, it's a comic book. Yeah. But then the old blood is the ones that's in the comic book store every single day of every single week of every single month of every single year, spending hundreds of dollars on comics. Me, I'm one of those dudes for the most part. And as much as I want to read this because I think there are some very fabulous stories that you can tell with her, I also want to see a proper send off for Tony. I mean, he's an AI, but come on, yeah, really, he's a snarky AI. Really? But anyway, that was my close to my 9-minute rant on is diversity killing comic books. But what can you say? It's not killing it, but it's just not being handled right, and it's causing an unnecessary rift between creators and consumers. That's really all it comes down to. But hey, to anybody who finds this video interesting in the least, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've been Liaison 08. Thank you for listening to my rant. You guys have a nice night. Peace.